Hey guys, it's Carter. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day today. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about how I set up my account for swing trading, how I go ahead, charts, analyze stocks, find opportunity, all of that good stuff on Moomoo, but on the Mac version. We recently, actually today, got a new computer because my old one wasn't turning on, and I'm already integrated in the Apple software because I have a MacBook Pro, which I absolutely love. So we decided to go ahead and buy this new desktop Apple computer and start trading on it. I've never owned an iMac before, only the laptops, which I love, and I've swing traded on them. I've day traded. So I want to show you guys how I set up my account, how I set up my layouts, my charting, all that good stuff for Moomoo. And I'll put a link to Moomoo down below where if you guys want to sign up, you guys can get up to 60 free stocks just by signing up. So make sure you guys sign up. I'm sure you guys can see the box of it right behind me. So it's all exciting. It's all exciting stuff. So let's jump into this here. All right, so you guys can see here, this is the pretty much how we go ahead and we set, it automatically adds our account. You guys will notice that we have accounts on the left. We got the watch list, markets, all different things here. But for me, I really only pay attention to the watch list, the markets, news, and screeners. Everything else, I really don't pay too much attention to. So the first thing I always do, and a lot of this actually was because I already had the Windows version. So it does cross over. So everything on your watch list that you've maybe used with your phone does go on every device, which is really cool. So the first thing here that I want to kind of show you guys that I always do is I want to go to the indicators tab and I make sure we have we have EMA and the RSI. I also want to make sure I can add the MACD and volume. Being able to add different indicators will make your trading so much easier because you guys can see here with the stock CrowdStrike that we're recently looking to possibly take a position with, we have a general idea of where some supports are, where some resistance levels are. So you guys can see as we zoom out, does have some nice support here on some of these moving average lines. And then obviously, one of the things that I always do, and I think is very important, is to go to the next type and make sure you're on the candle type. There's the hollow candle, which I've used, but I like the look of just the full filled in candle. I think it makes your account just look better, makes the charts look a little easier to read. All right, so after that here, the next thing that I do is I go ahead and I actually like this trend prediction tool. So what's cool is you can click this trend prediction and it'll give you similar charts in the past and what it's done. So you guys can see that it's projecting a possible, 12% rise, as you guys can see from the current, state that we're in. So, and it has a 89% similarity, which is really, really cool to see. Another one here, dip up, looks like a dip down back in the day, but more importantly, we're just looking for a possible trend prediction. So we'll go ahead. All you got to do to remove it is you can either refresh it, you can save it, if you guys want, or you can go and just go ahead and click close window here. So after that, I do think it's cool that you can see your market position overview. The last times I've clicked that, I've actually had people try to log into my account. So that's why I never show my account information. I'm always transparent with numbers, profit and losses. But when it comes to account type or, your account number, I'm sorry, I got to leave that separate. And I know I'm looking up because I'm waiting on a cord for my nicer camera, but it's all good. It's all good. So right now I'm just using the webcam that this has. So I do like it as well. All right. Then the next thing, you're probably wondering how to draw trends. It's super simple. All you click is this drawing tool and it'll give you all of the drawing capabilities. So if you want like rectangles, circles, trend lines. So if you guys wanted to draw, another trend line, you can do it there, and I really actually like the look of this. One of the things that I also like is how you can adjust your pretty much adjust your alerts. Very simple. You can remove them easier, just like that. So we only have one alert now. If it pops up above that, could represent a good possible opportunity for an entry point. So after that, I do think it's cool. You can go to this chart settings tab and you can go ahead and you can change whatever you like. So one of the things that I always want to make sure is percent change is off on the right hand side, price is on the left, and you can go different charting right here. So if you like your daily, weekly, monthly, all that up on top, which I actually do, we'll go ahead and leave that up top. Obviously, you can do your general settings here, which I think is cool. So, I think it's important, at least for me, to have drawings, dividends, earnings, price markers, trade markings, price line, price alert line, all this stuff clicked. I think it's important here. So after that, you can go to this full screen. So we'll go ahead and actually what we're gonna do is let's make sure this is full screen here. So you can take this and just click that and it'll just make this your full screen on your chart so you can look at it a little better, which I think is kind of cool there. But we'll make it a little smaller. And then off to the right here, we have all of like the stocks. So we got CrowdStrike, we got, any pre, S or CSPA. We got quotes, any analysts, comments, all that good stuff. News, any news about the stock is all right here. But one of the things that I actually think is cool that this has is going up on this upper middle, and you can see what ETFs hold this. You can see different financials. So if you're looking at like the profit, the loss, the gross margin, the net margin, all that stuff, you can see it here, which is cool. And they do have a nice little, chart right there, which is cool. Obviously, you can separate it from the income statement, the balance, the cash flow. And then the evaluation, given what a lot of analysts predict right now could represent a good opportunity to buy this stock. So, right now it's trading for 417. The max upside is 575. Average is 507. The minimum is 440. So this could represent a good opportunity to buy this stock. So I think that's really cool as well. And they do have, Morningstar here as well, which is neat. But then they just have basic stuff, shareholders. So you guys can see like Vanguard owns a lot, same as BlackRock. But that's pretty much how I, analyze a stock, right? That's kind of the approach I use, all of that good stuff, how I set my indicators. The indicators I use are very simple. They're the 50-day EMA, they're the 90-day, and then they're the 200-day EMA line. And how you change that, it's very simple. Just, pretty much, that's the RSI. You go to the EMA, which is right here. Boom, boom. Just like that. So, after that, what I always will do is I will look at the markets and just kind of see what the general market is, doing. We can see like, the different cryptos here. You can change it to stocks, see what's moving in the stock world. So we have the Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, the whole market's getting a little lifted up. They have top gainers, top losers, the heat list, all that good stuff. And then I don't really trade options, but I do look at the news and see kind of what's moving in the market here, which I really like here. And then they do have a trending tab. The last thing is just the screener tab. So this is like how you analyze, how to find opportunities. You can add different filters, all of that good stuff. So that's how I set up, my account for swing trading. So I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash the like button, subscribe. If you want to learn more, check out our school, sign up with Moomoo, and I'll see you guys in there. Like, follow, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Take care.